Hi there, my name is Richard Manzanares Marquez, and this is my summary reflection video. Within the summary reflection video, I'll be discussing, the 8 objectives and how they were met, and what I also learned from them. So, beginning with the first one is Objective 1, and this says, apply knowledge from previous courses in the physical and social sciences, humanities, and nursing in meeting the multidimensional needs of individuals and groups within the local geographic area. So this objective was met during my time at the Trinity Soup Kitchen. At the Trinity Soup Kitchen, I had the opportunity of working with the population that was underrepresented. They were just in need of help. Low income. They didn't really know where their next meal was going to be. And so what I did is I volunteered my time. I assisted in making, prepping, and distributing the food. And I also had the opportunity of having conversations with them. So for those that chose to stay, there wasn't that much area that they can take up. But they were able to kind of just hang out in the front. And then I took it upon myself to go out and just have a conversation with them, see what their story is, kind of using my therapeutic communication just to get more out of it. And in doing so, I ended up being able to help them out by giving them additional resources, such as like how to take care of themselves, the importance of brushing their teeth on a daily basis, which is something they said they didn't really do, because obviously no toothbrush and just getting some water was pretty difficult. And I also had the opportunity of kind of helping them with additional resources, such as where they can get more food, such as canned foods or packaged foods, and where to get additional clothing, because at that time it was still pretty cold, and so a lot of them needed better jackets. I personally had a jacket that I didn't need anymore, and I kind of gave it out to one of the members that really gravitated towards me. And moving forward, actually, and an article that I found that really fits into what I was just talking about is the ANA Code of Ethics. So the American Nurse Association Code of Ethics from 2015 states the nurse collaborates with other health professionals and the public to protect human rights, promote health diplomacy, and reduce health disparities. This includes participating in continued health programs, volunteering in underserved areas, which is essentially what I did. Moving forward to the next objective is applying the basic principles of ethics, management, and leadership to meet the needs of patients and their families. So this objective was met when I decided to participate in continuing education hours at Lehigh Valley Health Network. Specifically, it was regarding diabetes management and how to be better informed so I can educate my patients and just pass it on. So as a nursing student, I have a good understanding, but it's not up to par where it should be. And so with this continuing education, it allowed me to get more underneath my belt so I can better assist my patient, the families, and just help them, just give them more information regarding the issue, because diabetes is a pretty common illness that a lot of patients have, and just being able to give them more education as to safety, diets, things to avoid, goes a long way. Moving forward, the next objective 3, evaluate the effectiveness of communicating and promoting the optimal the optimal health of patients and their families. So my time with the nursing supervisor, I got to see how the supervisor runs the hospital, how they run the units, ensuring there's enough staffing, enough equipment, making sure if a unit needs something, they are able to provide them with whatever they might need. And this is important for patients and their families, because if a patient needs, for example, more bed linen, the nurse can put in a request, get in more. If a family needs assistance as to like case management, they can put in the nurse who's caring for the patient can reach out to the nursing supervisor. They can get them in touch with the caseworker and just go from there. This is like the importance of it, and I was like, this is really cool. It was pretty fascinating to see kind of like the nitty-gritty type of stuff that she has to do, all the phone calls, the meetings, just in general, everything regardless, everything she had to do for the patient. It may be either indirect or direct. Everything was surrounding patient-centered care. Moving forward, the next objective, Objective 4, critically analyze and integrate leadership research findings into total plan of care for selected groups of patients and their family. So, at my time at the Holy Family Manor, a nursing facility, I was able to shadow, or I spent my time in Zoom meetings, in personal meeting or individual meetings. I was able to have one-on-one conversations with the director, I believe the CEO, as to like how things work, and I also got to see what goes kind of like behind the scenes as to how people or the facility gets more money, state funding specifically, and how obtaining more funding can help the facility grow and promote patient care and provide more resources for the patient and their family, and just better overall care. It allows for more nurses, more staffing, such as like CNAs, nurses, and LVNs. I thought it was pretty interesting how everything that he did. I'm sorry, I was just kind of trying to remember exactly, but it was pretty interesting. And then moving forward, Objective 5, applying the principles, of ethics, advocacy, and teaching of everyday care to patients and their family. So during my time at Hacktown Oaks ICU, I was with a ICU nurse, and it was interesting to say the least. I missed it because it happened before I got there. There was a code blue, and the patient unfortunately did not make it. But I got to see what happened after, such as how my nurse has like little debriefment meetings with the staff that underwent the code, that participated in the code blue. I also got to see when she reached out to the family regarding regarding the passing, setting up the body, etc. Just making sure the patient was, even though the patient was deceased, they still had dignity, and the family was treated with respect, the patient was treated with respect. I also had the opportunity of participating within it was a presentation, but they also wanted a student nurse's input on how to like improve care, improve patient safety, just the perspective from a nursing student. And I had the opportunity to stand up and just kind of share my point of view as to what I think could be done. Moving forward, with Objective 6, formulated plans for continued personal leadership growth and development as an independent practitioner of nursing. So, my time at 7K Lehigh Valley, I was a peer leadership student. I assisted the juniors, the 309 students, with just general concepts such as like listening to heart sounds, how to tell assessments, how to empty Foleys, fully bags, I'm sorry. And just things to do, such as to improve patient care, such as changing the beds, offering bed baths. I also sat one-on-one with them and just talked about their concept maps, assignments that they needed help with, and then what they can expect, what they could expect for the future, such as when they become seniors, such as a couple semesters later. Just any questions that they had, I did my best to answer them. And I felt like this was important because when I was a 309 student, I wish I had a student such as me that was there and telling me, okay, prepare for this, do NCLEX questions, review ahead of time, plan out so and so. Just having guidance was something that I lacked and I needed, and that's what I'm trying to give back. And an article that I found that best suits this is from Astro from 2003. It states, supervising and supporting student nurses in clinical placement, the peer this is the article, peer support initiative. The mentor is seen as important to student learning, and the relationship between the student and the mentor is fundamental to the quality of the learning experience. So with that being said, being able to establish a good relationship with the student and just showing them that I mean well, I want them to succeed, really goes a long way. And that's something I want to make sure every student gets, the least students that I take under my wing, that it's something I can give to them, that they can take on and hopefully pass it on later on. Moving forward, so course objective 7, recognize the role of the nurse in policymaking related to healthcare services at local, state, and national and global efforts. This objective was met when our trip to Harrisburg happened. So before this, I didn't really understand the whole positioning of a nurse within politics. I figured nursing was just was patient bedside or outpatient. I didn't really see the whole need of a nurse to be within politics. But after our trips to Harrisburg and our 335 class, I really gained a better understanding as to the fundamental, just have the power that a nurse has within policy making. And the article that I found that best represents what I'm saying is from Jardin from 2001. It states, many opportunities exist for nurses to become political activists. Involvement at community, professional, and institutional levels is a base for action that provides significant public education and demonstrates the importance and versatility of a nurse's role in a public concern. So nursing is more than just taking care of patients. Nurses is ensuring safe safe staffing ratios, safe working conditions, free from bullying, making sure if anything happens to your colleagues, you're there to help them. Unions, etc. Just politics plays a huge role within nursing, and before this, I had no idea the role that it had. Moving forward to course objective 8, predicts and describes potential ethical dilemmas within clinical, organizational, and professional nursing practice. So this objective was met when I assisted with the Cedar Crest College nursing student recruitment, where we just kind of discussed the general things that adult student learners had to overcome when trying to come back into school, and just trying to put into perspective as to how I can share my personal experience so they won't be scared and they won't feel as they're alone. And that kind of summarizes everything that I've experienced and what I've learned, and I learned a lot throughout this semester. And that's it for my video. Thank you.